I just want to say, what the fuck happened?
You are
Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna walk my skinny ass or fat ass, whatever you wanna call it, out to the garage here real quick. All right, Raven, why are you looking at me? Little cute doggy, little puppy. Gonna walk out here. Yes, I always wear sunglasses. If you can't tell, I'm an Oakley fanatic. Oh, you're so cute. Sorry, too occupied by cute dogness. All right, let's go out to the garage here real quick. Got some things I wanna talk to you guys about real quick here today. Nothing special in particular, but flick some light on. Just some things I want to talk to you guys about right quick. Another thing too, I swear to God, the more people say they hate me or say this is so shitty for me to drink Keystone Light, just makes me want to, you know, just tap one and just drink it right now, you know? It just goes down so easily. All right, I know I've talked about cars a million times and we've kind of had this same scenario before, but I wanted to talk to you guys today about JDM muscle. Now, what do I mean by that? For me, my age group and stuff, we are obsessed with 90s Japanese cars. Not just any set of Japanese cars, but a certain set of cars. The 3000 GT, 300ZX, NSX, Toyota Supra, RX-7. Those cars are so iconic and so sought after now, it is unreal. And I just want to say, what the fuck happened? What happened? The Japanese had the market cornered. They had some of the baddest cars in the 90s. Now, not all of those cars got to come here to the US. Unfortunately, we never got the R32, 33, 34, GTR 34, which everyone really wants nowadays. And these were some very, very impressive vehicles that we never got here in the States. But even still, we all obsessed over them. Fast and Furious really brought that to a head. The car culture really changed, especially here on the East Coast in the late 90s, early 2000s. It didn't grow as fast out here as it did out west, like it did in California, but it still grew pretty quickly and it had a cult following. But after 2002, they all stopped being made. I mean, literally in 2002, you stopped having the Sylvia, you stopped having the NSX, the Toyota Supra, GTR, 300ZX, RX-7, everything. Everything cut off in 2002. Now, why that happened, I don't know, but all of them stopped being made in the year 2002. I'm not sure if there's something precedent in that year, something happened in particular that they stopped making them, but after 2002, there's nothing else really big from Japan. Now, we do have the 370Z and the Nissan GTR from Nissan. The VR38, the R35 GTR is a great vehicle, but it's not the same as the 90s Japanese cars. It's just not that same iconicness, it's not that rawness of those cars, and that seems to be really the only manufacturer stepping up and doing anything. Toyota tried it with the GT86, which was a big... I think if it wouldn't have had a shitty boxer motor in it, it wouldn't have been that bad after I just made a video yesterday saying, is a Subaru better than my Supra? But that car would have been so much better if it would have had, it was still naturally aspirated. I would have been okay with the 3SGE. Back in the early 90s, the 3SGE motor was making 210, 215 horsepower till the crank naturally aspirated, and we're talking early 90s. You would have 20 years of technology. I'd like to see that thing maybe 250 by now. They've been a great car, easier to work on. The boxer motor is just a pain in the ass, but that's getting off subject here. I miss those 90s Japanese iconic cars. Now, Toyota's trying to bring back the Toyota Supra again here, I believe in 2019 or 2020. I've talked to multiple people that work higher up in Toyota, and they're all pretty much saying, like, yes, it's coming. Yes, people even seen pictures of the cars. If you're higher up in the food chain, you're able to see it now. So it is coming. They're not even denying it anymore. So that car is coming. But is it going to be the same, you know? The Toyota Supra, to me, it's such a powerful, fun car to drive. The R34, the R32, 300ZX, the 3000 GT, are they going to be the same? And is that battle going to be there that drove them to be so much better than the next one? There was so much competition, and everyone's trying to fight to be the next best big thing. And since it's not there, is it going to be that big battle? Is it going to be the same? The Americans are doing a great job right now with the Ford Mustang, the Dodge Challenger, and the Chevy Camaro. Those guys keep stepping it up over and over again. Not just power, but suspension, weight loss. I mean, they're trying everything to keep competing with each other. And the Japanese market just does not have that, and it just drives me insane. I personally would love to see these cars come back, something like that. I saw Nissan tried to bring something like the S15 back, and it kind of just kind of failed and it didn't work out. It made it to concept. They were pushing for it, and it never made it to production, unfortunately. It'd been really nice to see a Sylvia/240 again, especially here in the US market, where right now in that niche market, you have the Mazda Miata and you have the GT86. Those are your two only cars. The Miata is still, at the end of the day, I don't care what anyone says, it's a chick car. It looks like a chick car. It's a great little neat car, but it still just doesn't have that. It doesn't have that oomph to it. The GT86, once again, I thought would have been a great car. It was a very plain car, but that's all it needed to be. They missed the mark. Literally, if they would have just not put that dumbass boxer motor in it, I think it would have done much better than what it did. The price point wasn't the best either through Scion. If you guys know too, that through Scion, you couldn't talk down in price. So if it was $28,000, that's what you paid. They tried to do fixed pricing. That didn't work out too well for them either. So now it's under the Toyota brand, and now you can, manipulate price, et cetera, et cetera. But bidding back on subject again here, we need to figure out, I shouldn't say the Japanese industry needs to come together and figure something out. They need to bring some more sports cars back. Us as a US market, we would eat them up. I mean, the GTR, we eat them up still. They've been making that car since 2009 now, and people are still buying them brand new. Yes, they've made small changes, but it's still the same damn car, and we still eat them up, and we still love them. 370Z is kind of on the back burner now. No one really seems to care about that vehicle, and it's always been kind of okay. 350Z was the same way. It wasn't anything that just really popped to us. We want more power. We're Americans, so we want raw power. Where the GTR gives them, you have a 600 horsepower car with a V6, a 3.8 liter V6, 6-speed dual clutch transmission, and it is a great vehicle. I love the fact that 370 comes with a nice manual. It's a 6-speed manual. It's just not quite there. So I'm hoping and I'm wishing that Toyota, Nissan, Honda will come out with something better. The Type R is still front wheel drive. And I probably get hate for this, but it's wrong wheel drive. I mean, I don't care what anyone says, and it's like, well, I saw X Civic go high 7s or low 8s, and that's great. It's awesome. Stripped down race car, that is fantastic. But at the same time, it still defies physics. You put that same kind of power in a rear wheel drive car, it's gonna hook better, it's gonna launch better. Sorry, physics at the end of the day is physics, it's still wrong wheel drive. It defies physics. It's not gonna hook as well as a car that is rear wheel drive because it's the inertia. I'm not gonna go into all that too, that's getting on the engineering side of things. I don't wanna get into all that with you too. But I just feel these companies really need to bring something in. I'm not sure what it is yet. If they could bring me a Supra, a true quality one, I've heard the rumors saying it's still gonna be an inline 6. It'll be a BMW inline 6, but it'll be an inline 6. I think I'll be happy with that. To give me something to taste of. I know the GTR is going to be getting revamped here. It's going to have electric motors, which I'm okay with. I'm all about progression and the same fact too. Like, as long as you get faster and better, more competitive, I'm great with that. Unlike most people who seem to think the electric motor is a bad thing, I'm totally okay with it because it's adding, well, for a turbo car, you're adding all that low-end torque with the electric motors, and top end's taken care of by turbo. Win-win there, can't really lose, where big V8 guys always had the issue of low-end torque, no top end. Turbo guys, no low end, all the top end. So this gives you best of both worlds, and that's why you see many supercars going with it. So if we could get more of that, that would be really good for us to have, and I think it would really push the market even harder to get more people into it, I feel. And the only reason I say that is because things are getting more technologically advanced. They're getting more Game Boy-ish. I think it'll bring in more of that gaming crowd and bring it back to where it should be. Today's market is slightly different from what it used to be. Our mom and dad's, or maybe not mom, but dad, working on the car out in the garage, getting greasy and gritty, working on a carbureted vehicle. That's not there anymore. Everything's computer generated, good Lord. Everything's computer controlled now. You have an ECU, you have fuel injection. It's very different now. The visceral experience is much different than what it used to be. It was much more raw before versus now, but you could still have that same fun and enjoyment. So guys, let me know what your thoughts is on all this. Where would you like to see the market go now? What are you looking for out of your vehicle? Are you looking for more of a JDM car like I am, like you looking for that raw JDM muscle still? Or are you looking for maybe a 4-door sedan like the STI Evo? What did you grow up with? What is your imagination for where this generation should go? What the car culture should be like now? I really wish we'd bring back the JDM muscle. I loved it. I lived and breathed it. That was everything to me. If we could bring that back, it would mean the world to me. Is it going to happen? Probably not, unfortunately. I think that was its own era, kind of like the muscle car era. They say it's come back, but it's not nearly the same as it was in the late 60s, early 70s. But if they could do something, generate some type of vehicle, I think it would really draw interest from many people, not just, younger youth, but even the older groups. I'm going to be 30 years old this year, and there's people much older than me that are into this style car, this generation of car, and there's late 30s, 40s, even 50s. I mean, my grandfather is I guess he's 72 now, he loves Japanese cars. So he would be someone that's interested in buying it. Instead of a Corvette, he'd love a new Supra. He would love to have that. When he sees my car, he thinks it's the coolest thing. So it's definitely, there's a mass area of people there that is willing to buy these cars if they could just fucking make them. All right, guys, thank you very much as usual. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys haven't seen my mom's one video, it is freaking hilarious. I'll put it down in the description below. I took my mom for a drive / she drove my Supra. It was pretty damn funny. I'll put it down in the description for you. If there's anything you guys need, please hit me up on Facebook. I also have Instagram down below, and I also have my email for business inquiries only. Thank you guys very much, and I'll talk to you later. Peace!